Welcome back to Talk of the Town on WHTC, Holland's Cool FM, on WHTC.com, and on the WHTC app for your smartphone. Once again, here's your host, Gary Stevens.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town for this Friday, August 28th. It is the fourth Friday of the month, which means at this time we get a monthly update of what's going on at Evergreen Commons. A look ahead to the month of September with the Chief Advancement Officer of the Commons, Mark DeWitt, on the other side of our table this morning. Mark, good morning. Welcome back, sir.
Good to be with you, Gary.
If you have a question about what's going on at the Commons or how you can be a member of the Commons, you can ask Mark at 616-395-1450. We'll begin with an emphasis, or shall we say a spotlighted program over the last couple of months or so, Power to Move, and it focused on Parkinson's, which has been a key focus for the Commons over the last few years, as well as cancer. There is not another one coming, but yet I would think that the two programs on Parkinson's and cancer, Mark, has been very effective.
Very effective. So we're about almost 2 years into our cancer initiative and 25 years into Parkinson's. And so we had the Parkinson's celebration in April and cancer celebration in June. But we have planning for 2027 underway, which is looking very promising.
One aspect, and it has been brought up by some of the members, is perhaps dealing with stroke.
Yeah, there's been a lot of inquiries. We've had a lot of personal training for people that have had stroke episodes, and there's various degrees of stroke, how it affects you. But chronic diseases are always going to be a persistent concern for Evergreen, and it's part of our planning for the future.
The other thing that's planning as well, or shall we say not so much planning, it's being done, but it's to a certain extent also done at the Day Center of Evergreen, dealing with dementia and those related illnesses.
Yes, so obviously cognitive challenges are always a persistent concern. What we do at the Day Center, it really helps not only the person that's dealing with cognitive change, but also the loved ones, the caregivers that make that possible, because they deal with it on a 24/7 basis, and certainly having some respite, an opportunity to go get your hair done, go to the doctor, going to visit with the friends and family, that makes a big difference.
Let's pivot for a moment on that particular aspect, because it's been a while since we've touched upon this. What can people do, especially maybe caregivers, to be able to utilize this resource that the Day Center can provide?
Well, I encourage a visit to the Day Center. We have an open house on September 9. It's a great opportunity to just see, meet the staff, meet even some of the members while they're in transition, as they're exiting and things like that. But to see some of the programming that takes place in the building. Just like 480, so the former Holland Christian is a school on State Street. Same with the old E.E. Fell. And the Day Center is set up in a curriculum style such that it feels like a school. So every 45 minutes you have a different program, and you have a choice of that program based on either the cohort you want to be in or what you want to learn that day. But it's very stimulating.
Now, what is it the programs that are involved? Is it more of a case of developing the mental skills back for the attendees, or augmenting perhaps what the treatment they are getting, or what?
Yeah, it's so funny because I was formerly a teacher, and I feel like in some ways it's almost like an IEP, where you have an individualized education program for whatever the member needs. So if they need more hand-eye coordination, perhaps they work with the Tover-TOEFL. That's a kind of electronic learning and game type of system. If they need social skills, then they have something. If they need physical skills, obviously they take a fitness class. So there's a lot of different ways to engage.
Yeah, and it's not a one-size-fits-all type of program. It's an individual type program, isn't it?
That's correct, right. And then some people are there 5 days a week. Others might come 1 day a week based on what their needs are. We get the feedback from the caregiver, and a lot of times the person that's going feels rewarded. I've heard a comment from a member who said, I feel bad that I'm here all day long while you're off doing your own thing. Thank you for letting me come to the day center.
All right. That is part of Evergreen Commons. Go to evergreencommons.org, and there is a tab, Day Center, that can be able to provide you more information about that.
Thanks for calling that out, Gary.
Yeah, and it's been a while since we've touched upon the Day Center, so it is a service provided by Evergreen Commons. If you have a question about the Commons, you can have a chance to chat with Mark DeWitt, 616-395-1450. Of course, one of the fun things about the Commons is they have plenty of activities and programs to get members out into the community. Some like to tee it up on the golf course.
Yeah, we have 3 more weeks of golf, which ends with a capstone meal on September 21. And new members are always invited.
Yep. Some of us participate in knocking down the 10 pins over at Northland Lanes on Thursday afternoon. And I had a personal best of 147 yesterday.
Very good. So your average keeps going up.
I'm up to 113. So that's,
okay.
I don't know if I want to get it up too much higher. Well, no, I'm not in any handicap situation right
and
now.
Did you say you have a new ball?
Yeah, a little lighter one. My mom, who's 100 and still bowls, she's already planning a week from Wednesday her first night at the bowling alley.
That's so sweet. I hope you get some good pictures.
Well, that's in the Detroit area. Can't really, it's not as easy.
You can't be there.
Can't be there
okay.
On a Wednesday night. Not if one has to be in this building at 3:45 a.m. on Thursday morning.
But it's a testament that at age 100, you can do anything you set your mind to.
Yep, and it keeps her going. But that's in Detroit, they don't have this type of program.
They don't.
Where they have here, but what we have here helps people keep going.
Yes.
And that's really part of what, the people that founded it 40 years ago wanted to do, is to enrich the lives of those of us who are getting a little older.
You know what I really like about the bowling league is that it started from an idea that a group of bowlers, people like you, who said, hey, why don't we at least try this? Let's see if we can build a critical mass of bowlers that want to do this. And you remember, it started out with just a few, and now it's building up.
We had 10 there.
Yep. And don't you think going into the winter months it can continue to grow?
It's planned to go through Christmas holiday.
That's
great. As of right now. And so far, the people at Northland, we're nice to them. We clean up after ourselves. And,
right.
And, we don't cause much of a fuss unless the equipment starts having problems, and they did that yesterday. So
the same thing happened with the fishing group.
Yep.
They thought, we'll just have a small class. Next thing you know, there's 40 men and women that are in the class learning how to tie lures and flies.
As for those type of programs outside of the Commons, that's great. Inside the Commons, it's a program that I don't want to say we take for granted because it's there and it's been there since basically it started. But I'm talking about the wood shop.
I love the wood shop.
I mean,
I was there this morning. I met with a new member who's taking a wood bowl turning class. It's one of my former colleagues who graduated. And now he's immersing in all the good things that Evergreen has to offer. He was sharing also that he's taking up pickleball, too. So doing all the things that he and I are attracted to, which when I grew up, I wanted to spend more time in the wood shop, too.
For those who maybe have had, they've worked with wood all their lives, that's one thing to keep it going. But for those who are relatively new, they're not unwelcome there either. I mean,
absolutely.
They're more, they talk a little bit about getting people involved in, I'll use the word shop most importantly.
Yeah, so I would encourage a class. One of the best gateways is to take the pen turning class. So Christmas is coming up. Great opportunity to create some gifts for your family or friends and to learn at the same time. So it's taught by highly qualified instructor. Same thing true with the segmented wood bowl class. That's a class that teaches you how to take all these segments, glue them together, get it ready to turn on the lathe, and make something beautiful.
The woodworking class, of course, there's a fee to be a part of.
That's
outside
correct.
of
It's
the
a
actual
nominal fee, right?
But it's more of a case of just to be able to recoup the overhead, the cost of
correct.
running it.
And then a lot of times you don't even have to purchase any wood because we get wood donated from some of our friends like Zealand Architectural Supply, and other people leave their scraps and things like that. So, if you want to use a really high-level wood that's kiln dried, there's access there.
You touched upon pickleball, which has been very popular ever since, I would say over the last almost 10 years now.
Yeah, more than 10 years, from what I'm told.
And it's all open, isn't it? It's not like a tournament type of thing.
No, we have a tournament usually once a year, but it's segmented by skill level, beginning, intermediate, and advanced. But all afternoon, weekdays, and even in the evenings, you see pickleball.
Yeah, but of course, whenever there's an event that needs the auditorium.
Correct. Like tonight.
Yeah. So
we have our volunteer appreciation dinner. So really excited about that.
Let's talk about Lindsay Lawrence's category. Of course, she heads the volunteer program at Evergreen Commons, and you guys can't do a lot of the things without having the volunteers.
Yeah, and boy, I'm so grateful for Lindsay. She does a great job of courting volunteers, making them feel appreciated, like what we're doing tonight. But getting them all scheduled and finding out what is their gift. If their gift is in the kitchen, she plugs them in there. If it's helping people check in, there's a lot of ways for volunteers to plug in. And another growth area we're seeing, Gary, is corporations that are coming to us to say, hey, we encourage our employees to give 40 hours a year, so equivalent to about a week. And so we have teams of volunteers that we need to coordinate with nonprofits in the community. And so we invite perhaps groups of 5 to 10 people that will come out and do special projects. So we have projects, already set aside that they can do perhaps as a team or individual. And it just adds value to us. It means we don't have to pay staff, which means it lowers our overhead and keeps our costs low for our members.
That's volunteer, and of course, again, go to the webpage at evergreencommons.org for more information about how one can be a volunteer, even if you're not 55 years old, which is the floor for being a member of the Commons.
So imagine this. We have over 200 volunteers, and from what I know, there's over 130 people coming tonight. So we're expressing gratitude to them.
Indeed. 616-395-1450. Mark DeWitt, I could talk about programs until the segment's over, but I want to give you an opportunity to touch upon, and it's not out yet, the monthly newsletter. It will come out on Monday. But talk about some of the major events at Evergreen Commons in the month of September that our members who are listening and maybe those who are thinking about members need to know about.
Yeah. So September is a great month for several reasons. Since we're an old school, it feels like going back to school. So a lot of our members who may have spent time with family and friends over the summer, they tend to come back after Labor Day. So we have a lot of experiences for them to engage in. On Monday, September 14, one of our very good partners, Evolve Organizing Solutions, is doing a presentation. Actually, it's an open house for downsizing and aging in place. It's part of what we would call transition planning. Just like estate planning is a big part of that, planning for your future is not only beneficial for you because you never know when you need to either move or downsize from your house into a condo or a residential village, but just keeping things in order. So therefore, when you're not capable, either physically or whatever, or you have a life event, then everything's in order. And so what I like about our friends at Evolve is that they coach people. There's no preaching. There's always a season for transition, but preparing for that gets you ready. So September 14, between 10 and 12. So a great time in transition. If you're coming for lunch, you can talk to them. If you're having coffee, you can talk to them.
Yeah, indeed.
It's very invitational.
A couple of other things as well. I'll throw this out. Next time we're together for the Evergreen Commons monthly segment will be on the 25th of September, which is also the Red Cross time.
One of our favorite days, right?
Yep.
You're in the Gallon Club, right?
Yes, I am.
That's great. And I can't tell you how many people from the community come in who have never been members before, but they want to give, and we're one of the biggest sites for the American Red Cross. They're so grateful to us.
And redcrossblood.org if you want to give on that date. Of course, earlier they could use it, especially the holiday weekend this weekend, but still, next weekend.
There's always a persistent need.
Right.
Correct.
But,
so between 9 and 3.
And,
yeah, we'll be ready for you. So I look forward to seeing you that day.
Yeah, they're ready. Are they ready? Get a load of me. No, that's.
I think you could tell your story about how you summoned the courage to find bravery to do it.
Yeah, and then now I've learned my lesson. Drink a lot of water because then the blood gushes out and don't.
It's quicker, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Get it moving. But that's coming up on the 25th. You mentioned about. What was that event in September that you mentioned earlier?
We have the open house at the Day Center.
Day Center, yes. So that
September 9.
Yep. There's still a Tiger Talk. They're still talking Tigers every Tuesday, I think.
I show up to those quite often. They were lamenting last week.
Moaning, and there'll be more moans and groans, especially at Tarrick School starting tonight against the
goodness,
Tigers.
yeah. It's going to be a tough series.
It's going to be tough considering the Dodgers are in a gnarly mood after being swept in Atlanta this week. They're not going to be happy campers over there. So,
that's right.
We'll see. And will there be Lions talk?
Oh, they're talking about Lions. We talk about Michigan and Michigan State football.
Yeah, because
we've never talked about Ohio State, though.
You're looking at Mr. Steffen over there, the Ohio State Buckeye man there, but Hope College starts next week. Grand Valley started last night with a win, so
they looked good, didn't they?
Yep, and
Ferris State won too.
Perhaps for 2027, maybe a trip to Comerica Park or to Wrigley Field.
We are talking about that. We're also talking about some guest speakers. Former Mayor Al is part of the Tiger Talk, and he's always poking us about who could speak about the Tigers.
Yeah, who can be coming in. It'll be nice if we can get Dan Dickerson in town. The former,
that would be great. Yeah,
the man from Grand Rapids.
Well, he has a Holland connection.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah,
Jason Benetti has been a fan favorite. To be honest with you, I know some people don't like him. Others think he's the cat's meow. But we'll do about that. Other things going on at the Commons.
The Smart Living series. Have we talked about that in the past?
let's. We're kind of dumb about not bringing up the Smart Living series, so go ahead.
It's something we offer nearly every month. Herrick Library is going to host how to make the best or how to make the most use out of your Apple Watch on Monday, September 21st at 10 o'clock. I have an Apple Watch. I love it. Hardly a day goes by where I don't use it effectively unless it isn't charged properly.
Yeah, do it overnight and you take
That's
care
right.
of it. But it tells you, you got to do your walking.
That's right. It'll yell at me if I don't walk enough, and if I don't sleep right, it tells me.
Well, I don't have that because I know I don't sleep right.
It tracks my exercise. Yeah.
But that's and along those lines is the fact that from time to time the Commons will have people come in to help those of us who are a little bit older get navigate some technical things. If they're not tech savvy, you can be tech savvy.
That's right. On Wednesdays, we offer that,
and it's be able to know how to punch in the passwords or how to handle the Face ID.
Yeah, and also to avoid fraud. Mm-hmm. That's really important.
Yeah, and those of us who are older, we got a target on our backs or maybe on our face of people who want to take our money, take our identity, take us. Mm-hmm. Don't want that. So you got some help along those lines. One final thing, and I want to sort of give a toot out to Barb and the people over at Member Services, because they not only they are the first people that talk to people coming in to Evergreen Commons, but they answer questions from time to time. They poke in to make sure, hey, you know this coming up or that coming up. Sometimes, it's like the complaint department. Sometimes Member Services have to handle the complaints, but they do a great job.
They do, yeah. They also give us feedback of what we're doing well, which is encouraging.
And things that can be worked upon.
That's true. We can always improve.
All right. Other things that we need to keep an eye on for the month of September, Mark.
Well, this past week we had kayakers go out on Monday, and we have one more kayaking event on Monday, September 18 in Hamilton at Schuttmott Park. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Or
I'm not certain.
Is it Schuttmott? It's a very Dutch name.
Don't look at me.
I'm sure the Hamiltonians know this.
I got my green card. I married a Dutch girl, but I don't know. I'm one of those people that, we have problems with English as a first language, let alone being a second language.
Yeah. But this group is going to go on the Rabbit River, and they had a great experience on Monday. I encourage people to consider it. Again, an opportunity to get out in nature and be together in community.
Yeah, so that's coming up when? On the 18th?
On the 18th, yes.
Okay. So,
and Zach Elders leads that. He's a great fitness instructor.
Yep, and hopefully it'll be a fun occasion, safe occasion for people as well.
Yep.
If you need more information about what's going on at Evergreen Commons, best thing to do is to go to the website at evergreencommons.org. That's evergreencommons.org. If you are a member of Evergreen Commons, you can get a hold of Member Services, 616-396-7100, 616-396-7100. If you're not a member, call Member Services. They'll be able to help you out.
That's right.
So that's all the fun things. Mark DeWitt, Evergreen Commons, wish you well.
Look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yeah, as long as I don't have any home responsibilities, I will do that.
Okay.
Mark, take care, and thank you very much for
Gary.
joining us here on Talk of the Town on WHTC, Holland's Cool FM.
You've been listening to Talk of the Town on WHTC, Holland's Cool FM, on WHTC.com, and on the WHTC app for your smartphone.
We want to thank Ottawa County Sheriff Eric DeBoer and Mark DeWitt of Evergreen Commons for joining us today on Talk of the Town. The segments have been or will be uploaded to our webpage at WHTC.com in the podcast tab under Talk of the Town. Listen or download at your convenience for free. Thanks to Brian Spencer, What's New Around Holland. Thanks to all of you for listening today. Monday on WHTC's Talk of the Town, we'll talk with State Representatives Joey Andrews and Luke Mehrman. Following Michael Kastner's NBC News, will be Lindsay Lawrence's Evergreen Commons Report. Tiger Baseball this weekend, 6:15 tonight, 12:45 tomorrow, 1:15 Sunday, Tigers and Dem Bums. For Brian Spencer, I'm Gary Stevens. Thanks for listening to Talk of the Town. Have a good weekend, everyone. Let's do this all again on Monday.